Hello, this is Julia Rankenberg with the CAP Foundation, and I'm here to present to you today a high-level overview of the SurveyMonkey Apply portal that you will be using to review and score the 2020 C-Test and Treat applications. The first step is for you to create an account on SurveyMonkey Apply. Here is the web address, which is capfoundation.smapply.io. And again, this is the most important step. Your first step is to make sure you create an account. If you need me to send you the link, I'm happy to do so. But again, make sure you create an account on SurveyMonkey because that will be your main tool to review and again score the C-Test and Treat applications. Here's the screen when you actually click on the link. You will be requested to register for those who need to establish a new account. Or if you already have an account, then you will select the login and put in your email address and password. But this is a site where all applications are being housed, not just C-Test and Treat. So once the C-Test and Treat applications are vetted by staff, we will assign them to our review team. And when the assignments are made, each reviewer will receive an email notice. And what's being displayed is an example of an email notice that you will receive. Once you receive the email notice and you click in the link contained in the email notice, you log into your SurveyMonkey account. One of the first screens that will show up is what they call the review dashboard. So these are the assignments that have been made to you specific to whatever grants and awards that you are reviewing. So for our example, I assigned myself C-Test and Treat and a John H. Rippey grant for laboratory assurance. But for this tutorial, we're only focusing on C-Test and Treat. You know, your reviewer portal will also show you the status of the applications that have been assigned to you. So this example shows that you have 0 of 1 that needs to be reviewed. If you have applications in progress, the screen will be updated to display that. And also, if you completed your assignments, the screen will also reflect that. So this is a good tool to periodically check on the status of your assignments. So I click on Start for C-Test and Treat. The next screen that will appear is my actual assignments. So for this example, I have been assigned to review White Plains Hospital C-Test and Treat application. So my next step here is to click on the Start button, and the next screen that will appear will provide me with the application. So SurveyMonkey provides the reviewer with a split screen view. If you'll notice, the left side of the screen reflects the entire application submitted, the pre-qualifying form, the completed application, the budget, and the letter of support. So on this example right now, we're just looking at a summary screen, and we're looking at the application ID, who submitted it, and their email address. The right side of the screen is the actual reviewer form, where you can score each grant application response and add comments. So looking at this screen setup, it's not ideal, as it will cause the reviewer to have to scroll up and down, and you'll see the scroll bars represented by the red arrows on the right side of the screen. And this is not ideal, as again, it'll cause the reviewer to have to scroll up and down to say, okay, what is the rubric? What are these indicators of success? And how am I scoring things? So moving on to our next screen, staying with this split screen view, you'll notice on the left-hand side, the blue arrow is pointing to, looks like a square. And this gives you the ability to change the screen width. So you can widen it, you can make it smaller, whatever you feel comfortable. On the right side, another functionality is pointed in the upper right-hand corner by the red arrow, and this gives you the ability to change your screen to a full screen. So instead of a split screen view, you'd have a full screen on your display. So a couple options specific to functionality that I wanted to point out to the group. So on this next screen, you'll see that now on the left-hand side, the subcategory application has been selected, and this gives you the opportunity just to do a quick scroll through of the application. And then on the right side of the screen, this gives you the active application that you can review and score. So this gets a little confusing. So I created a workaround to have the left screen list the actual scoring rubric so the reviewers can only use the right screen to review and score applications. So that's one option. Another option is you could just print out the scoring rubric and have a piece of paper as you review the applications and have a standalone piece of paper as your guide. So I'm leaving that option open for the group. But let's go through my workaround to see if this will work for the majority of the reviewers. So on my workaround, if you'll notice on the left-hand side of the screen, again, you select the category application, and underneath application, you'll see another option that says instructions. So if you click on instructions, the rubric and the indicators of success will now appear on the right-hand side of the screen. So now this will allow you as a reviewer to only have to scroll up and down on the right side of the screen. So the next slide represents what I was talking about. So the left-hand side of the screen will stay static because this will be your reference for the rubric and the indicators of success. And the right side of the screen, if you notice, the red arrow shows the scroll bar. You can scroll through the application. In this example, we're looking at the first question, question 7, which talks about describing the target population. You can see below that there is the applicant response in a free text form, which you can scroll on to read the whole response. And then you'll see the next section under that is scoring, where you can select 0 to 3 points based on the scoring rubric. And then with every question, there is a box underneath the scoring options that have reviewer comments. So this is an area where you can either put in a comment if you have additional questions for the applicant or about a response. You can put that in there, and then CAP staff will go back to the applicant and get some additional information. One other item I wanted to point out to you is that after each question, so again, question 7 in our example, we have matched this to the indicators of success. So for question 7, we have matched this over to impact. So you'll notice that on every question that we've tried to tie it back to the indicators of success as an additional reference point for the reviewers. So our next slide, again, notice the left-hand side of the screen stays static because that is your rubric score sheet and guide. The right-hand side of the screen, I wanted to show reviewers that every time you're scoring a question, at the end, there is an automatic tally that will tally up the total rubric score and also tally up the scores for the individual categories. I did update the system to allow reviewers to edit scores. If you want to be extra safe, You can mark your reviews as saved draft, which is represented by the blue arrow, and then come back and edit as needed. When you feel that you're done, you can mark as complete, which is represented by the red arrow. And this is if you're 100% confident that you want to submit. Even if you mark as complete, the system should let you edit your reviews now that I've hopefully updated the correct settings. But to be safe in this first go around, my recommendation is to save everything as draft. When you're 100% confident you've done reviewing everything, go back into the system and indicate mark as complete. So moving on to our next example, I've also updated the settings to hopefully allow reviewers to see other review scores. And all this is anonymous. So in the example, if on the left-hand side of the screen, you click on the subcategory reviews, and then it shows whoever submitted a review for the same application that you are also evaluating shows their scoring. If you'd like, you can also download your reviews, and this is indicated on the right-hand side of the screen by the red arrow. If you click on the ellipsis, I believe it will give you the opportunity to download if you feel more comfortable reviewing things via paper. So once again, if you have any questions or you need me to walk you through the system, I'm happy to do so. Feel free to contact me via email, jrankin@cap.org, or my direct line, 847-832-7931. So again, any questions, feel free to give me a call. I hope that you find use of the SurveyMonkey Apply tool for review of applications an easy and more streamlined way to accomplish this task.